So my name is Hans Reitz. I'm happy to share with you now some thoughts. I have to open the presentation. First, I want to start to introduce you a big friend of us. And let's see what our inspirations here means for him, who lives very close with us on the planet. I saw 10, 15 people using the translation. Was it okay? Is it a good translation? It's okay? So can I switch into German? That's very nice. So, good. Thank you. May I shift from English to German a little bit?
So, ich hoffe,
Bavarian slang, is it okay for you? Thanks. Good. Enkeltauglich. Den Begriff schon mal gehört? Enkeltauglich.
So, fit for grandchildren.
Schöner Begriff, oder?
It's a term which you may have heard before. Or grandchildren compatible. Fit for grandchildren. What does it mean? So it's to do with sustainability.
Nachhaltigkeit ist ein Synonym dafür und wir benutzen immer noch das Wort nachhaltig.
So we still use the term sustainability.
Das Wort Halt da drin und Ichkeit, das sind immer wie Krankheiten und das Wort alt ist auch da drin.
So I prefer a future-oriented term, grandchildren compatible. So that's a much better word than sustainable. So our world should be fit for our grandchildren. That's the message which I'd like to convey. We have all come here for the same reason. There was someone who looked after us for 3 years, for 5 years, for even longer, unconditionally. Without that, none of us would have made it. So that's true for everybody. Everybody who can engage with others, talk to others, has this same energy, the energy of caring. And once we're grown up, we want to share that with others. Our current business world is aimed at interpreting you as a self-oriented person who needs a job that makes economic sense. And that is people, or a person who is driven to function better. This is how the economy interprets us, as someone who wants to earn money and make a profit. And this interpretation of the economy, or the perception the economy has of us as human beings, has drastic implications. We no longer ask ourselves, as we did in our early youth, what can become of us. No, it's a question of finding a great job. So people tell children, you go to school in order to get a good job one day. Your training, your education, it's all aimed at finding a good job. And the economy expects us as humans to be self-motivated, motivated for ourselves. But we would rather have a choice, because we're not just like that. Of course, this is one aspect of our personality. We all look after ourselves, we care for ourselves, but we're not just self-centered beings. We also have a desire to care for others. We are selfless as well as selfish. We're both. We're not just functioning workers. We're not functioning, money-making robots. We are far more than that. We want to exchange with others. We want to care for others. This is why I chose the picture of the elephant. The elephant cares for its offspring for a much longer time. We live in our mother's womb for 9 months, and then we are looked after by our parents, by our mother for 14, 15 years. And this is what we need. The social business model is a business model. It gives you the freedom to be an entrepreneur, but you have the choice to build a business that is not just for yourself and for your own profit, but it benefits others and will still be here in 100 and 150 years from now, like Migros in Switzerland or Raiffeisen in Austria and Germany. Now, what do we need for that? In our day and age, we have to make sure that we have the right mix of empathy, compassion, and mindfulness. The skills of empathy, compassion, and mindfulness
need, but how to be open in a business community who is completely designed and set up in a way to be efficient and think on a profit maximization. How to open a door in this corporate culture to address the aspect of selflessness. It's a big question in Asia, it's a big question around the world, because from 7 to 9 billion people, what we have to do if we have at home a home with 1 child, or if we have a home with 2 children, or we have a home with 9 children. It needs us 10,000 years to develop the first billion people on the planet. And it took us another 200 years to have the second billion. It took us only 35 or 40 years to make the third billion. Now it takes us only 15 years for the next billion. So 9 billion people will have a completely different realities, mega power realities all around the world. So compassion, empathy, mindfulness is something what we have to learn, what we have to develop, and what we have to do. Days like in Ars Electronica. So how many people is longer here than 2 days or 1 day? So for you, we do now a small exercise, and I ask all the others who are the first time here to do it with maybe all close our eyes, okay? Can everybody close their eyes? Thanks a lot. Okay, even on the computer.
Also schließen Sie alle Ihre Augen.
Okay, he's completely mindful. So let's see, okay. 3 minutes, we do now 3 minutes of a silence.
Stille.
And if you just can open your eyes again. Can you open your eyes again?
Öffnen Sie Ihre Augen wieder.
If you do it for 1 second like this, to close your eyes and breathe into your hand like this.
1 Sekunde lang Ihre Augen und atmen Sie in Ihre Hand.
So if you start, if the music starts, try in the first seconds just to breathe your breath into your own hand, to get into the moment, and then try to be as much as you can in the moment, and then think on the refugees, think on the people in Nepal, think on the people who are coming here, think on maybe on the aspect, today is Sunday, maybe you have to call home. So think about what you really want to do, and let's do this for 3 minutes. And can I have the music? Okay. We start just with closing the eyes, 2 or 3 breaths into your own hand. To feel the breath, den Atem ein bisschen zu spüren auf der Handinnenfläche. Just think where you have to think on it. Nehmt den Menschen aus, an den ihr denken wollt. Dankeschön.
Thank you very
Wenn
much.
wir, und das sage ich oft, in der Zeit, also ich selber führe 4 Unternehmen,
I myself run 4 businesses.
schaffe, so nenne ich das, weil Arbeiten ist eher Last tragen, schaffen.
I
9 Tage die
work
Woche, 8 Tage die Woche.
for 9 days a week,
Schaffen, in einer Art und Weise kreativ zu sein. Und das deutsche
and
Wort
we
für
manage to be
Kreativität
creative.
übersetze ich gerne mit Schaffenskraft. Und wir haben schon so viel geschafft. wenn
We
wir
have
uns anschauen, was wir
created
überwunden haben,
a
was wir
lot.
machen.
We have overcome
Glaube
so
ich, dass diese
much.
Kraft der kreativen
And I
Kraft,
think
das
the
muss Electronica hier natürlich auch
creative
sagen, dass
strength,
kreative Kraft, die
creative
in uns
strength,
ist, in einer
which
unglaublichen,
all of us have,
unendlichen
each and every one of us, is an infinite source of energy. Tapping this source is important. Tapping it in a way that it creates
getting the right mindset to
social consequences.
any data,
Jede
any stuff.
Technologie,
That's what we have to do.
Alle Daten
And to
können
do it
dafür
like the
eingesetzt
franchise in a banana, with a smile,
Und das
you know?
so
Keep the
zu
banana,
machen,
keep it joyful, keep it happy,
dass
because only
man
out of
dabei
happiness we really can
glücklich
create a
wird,
next generation
zufrieden wird,
who
den nur
is it
aus
valuable to work for.
unserem
And we are on the
Glück
peak
entsteht
point.
eine
We are on the
nächste
peak point on history
Generation.
of growing human race. We are on the peak of children. We have 2 billion children now on the planet. In 16 years, there will be 2 billion. In 32 years, there will be 2 billion children. We know it very clearly from our data. We're getting more people because we're becoming older. That means on the mathematical rate, today we have 5 grown up for 2 children. Dann werden wir 6 auf 2 Kinder sein. Dann werden wir 7 auf 2 Kinder sein. Dann werden wir 8 auf 2 Kinder sein. Und dann nochmal, irgendwann einmal sollten wir schaffen,
So
dass wir uns
one
selber
day
und jedem Kind einen spielerischen Planeten geben.
we should be able to give a playful planet to every child.
Das Projekt, was wir mit Michi geschaffen haben für
The project we did together with Michael will inspire us for Lower Bavaria, for rural areas where virtual cities can emerge to maintain the village community. You have a choice of living either in a rural village or in cities. You have a choice of either earning money for yourself or for the benefit of others. Thank you very much.